Can we move the table?
Stephanie.
Well, you guys are like both trying to speak.
Everyone, and welcome to the Hubcast for. Oh my goodness, the table's getting moved.
It's heavier than
now it's a spider table.
Spider table. Welcome to the Hubcast. I have no idea what episode this is. Like usual. But
11,
we'd like
12,
to
13,
thank Blue Apron for sponsoring this episode of the Hubcast, and we'll chat about them a little bit later and what they're up to and all that great stuff. But as for now, welcome. It is I, Jordan, and then we have Dan, Stephanie, and Joe here, sitting in our humble little house here.
On our cozy IKEA couch.
My goodness, this spider table is going to be a catastrophe.
I'm going to make him our mascot for the podcast.
It's just this big, massive spider that has Mike's arms.
17. People are saying 17.
Oh.
17, yes.
Oops.
Let's just take the word of one person, Dan.
I'm
two people. There was two. Oh, it is one
That's
person.
the same person.
Soya bean.
Yeah.
I like that.
I saw 17 with exclamation
Yeah,
points.
you
and
saw
then
17 twice, even though it was the same color of
Same
name.
red text. People have
My
red
goodness.
names, man.
Yeah, well, you know what, Dan? You're wrong.
Stop it,
You know what
spider
this
table.
reminds me
Your
of?
knife.
Have you
I
guys
did.
been on Troika at Elitch's?
Troika?
Oh, is that like one of the
Troika.
water
It's
things?
like
with
it's
water?
like the spider, but it's
Oh, yeah,
like
Troika.
it turns the side and like spins and stuff.
Yes. So you do the you move it.
Yeah,
with
that's
the...
what this looks like. Like this looks like the spider, like the ride or Troika.
I haven't seen
Troika.
that.
That's anyway.
Like Joe's.
Is that at Elitch's?
Troika.
Yeah, it's at Elitch's. Did I ever tell you the story
desperately wanna
about
go to?
what happened to my mom and my cousin when they were on the spider once?
What?
They were on the spider and this kid got sick. And he threw up, and it was just like flying
no.
everywhere.
It was
so
the web.
No.
yeah,
They
it
got
was
the extra mile
so
for that
gross.
ride.
So I've always kind of been like, I don't know if I want to go on that, just because I mean it's gonna fly everywhere.
That's a fear that I have. No, I mean I don't really care too much, but it's something that I'm waiting to happen that I don't want to happen. Is whenever I go on an airplane, whenever I go on an amusement park ride, whenever I'm in a place with a bunch of people, I'm waiting for that day where somebody gets sick. Because, you know, airplanes have those little baggies. You know, obviously theme park rides notorious for people losing
Open
stuff.
air.
Yeah.
But I've never been in a situation where someone has, you know,
knock on
vomited
wood.
in one of those, in a situation where it's likely to get on you / you can smell it for the rest of the time.
On the packed flight.
Because I can't imagine on one of those packed,
Spirit Airlines.
really muggy flights where they don't turn the air up all the way to save a few dollars over the length of the flight, and then somebody just loses it and then just smells like
Ew,
vomit for the rest of the time.
Man, I haven't even factored that in.
I've thought
Thanks
about it
for
every
sharing that.
time I
Another
sit
reason not
down.
to
Every
fly.
time I sit down, I wait to see who sits next to me. I was like, what if that guy gets sick, and what if he can't contain it in that bag? Because I've heard stewardesses have told me before that those bags are not big enough.
Oh, well,
And-
clearly not.
I guess, yeah,
in most
but-
of the cases, people are going to have more than that bag can handle. And if someone thinks this bag can handle it, or, you know, they're going to go for it, but
gonna
then it's going
make
to
a seal.
go up to the top, and then and you're sitting right next to him, and you're just like,
Almost instant.
Has anyone ever been thrown up on here?
Thrown
like-
up on just period.
Like someone's thrown up on you? Yeah.
Not yet.
not yet. Well, like I said, I'm waiting for
I
it
might
to
have blacked
happen.
it out.
I was gonna say it could
Waiting
be
for it to happen
in the
one of these
annals of my
days.
brain.
It's going to be terrifying,
It's
and I'm
so
not
gross.
looking forward
I've had
to
it
it.
happen to me once.
Oh.
This girl, my friend was really drunk, and we were like sitting on the stairs, and we were waiting for a ride to come pick us up. And I was just like leaning
So
against the pole because
never pick
I,
a lower stair.
Yeah, because I was also a bit intoxicated, so I was just like waiting for a ride, and then I just felt something really warm on my back.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the hell is that? And I turned around, she's just like on my back. And I was so mad. And then later we went home, and she was throwing up, so we like put her to sleep on the floor because I didn't want it in my bed. So I passed out in bed, and I woke up the next morning, there's like, I don't want to talk about it.
That-
It was really
that's-
bad. It was
That
so
reminds
gross.
me of a,
Don't drink
of a
too
tale.
much. That's
I teach
the moral
preschool and I
story.
get puked on all the time.
Oh.
God bless you.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
Mackenzie.
kids
seriously.
That's
puking
the best.
comparative to another adult is a little bit different. I'm not saying it's
Oh,
you know,
yeah, yeah.
Still
any less
gross,
gross,
still
but
icky.
adults usually generally have a lot more in their stomach, and it's a little bit more projectile. So,
more volatile.
Lovely.
what's your tale that you were
Yeah,
going to
I-
revel us in?
I didn't get thrown up on, but I drank too much in college and woke up like midstream. And I was like, oh, this is happening. And my buddy was crashing there, and like he had taken his like khaki shorts off. And I for some reason, I just threw up a lot.
Yeah.
And then went immediately back to sleep. And like,
Oh, wait, did you use
but
his
then it
khaki-
hit me on the way back down to the pillow. I was like, no, I just wrenched everywhere. And then I get up and he's got his shorts like it's his dog just got hit by a car or something. And he's like, Joey. And it was just it looked like kind of looked like your plate from Jose O'Shea's. But,
that image.
But in a pair of khaki shorts.
Intentionally mixed up
Yeah,
beans
he
and
didn't go wash
tortilla
them.
and wet sauce. And
He didn't look at me the same after that.
I would have to do a more accurate calculation, but I think I'm on 15 years of not throwing up.
What?
I know.
That's
the
insane.
end.
Knock on
I'm
wood.
trying to think
Wherever that- the
of
wall.
you just kind of
We
hit the
actually
wall.
we have good wood.
Yeah, we
I
do.
remember
We have good
the
luck
last
with-
time I threw up. I remember it very, very specifically. It was one of those times where I don't know if anyone else has experienced this, but first time you get into video games, you get obsessed and you play a lot at once. And then you dream about it, or you get on. It happens. It's happened before in like games where I get really stuck on something. And so I was dreaming about playing. I think it was like the first GTA or something like that.
Wow. I've had plenty of
That's
Red Dead.
scary.
I was playing it, and then I just remember like and just being it's just a dizzying fever dream of like running into stuff, and most of the time it's something that just kind of spins and messes with your head.
Yeah.
And it was just like doing that, and it was just I was stuck in this nightmare of running into walls in GTA, and then I woke up and just hurled all over the ground. And I was thinking I was about 10, so yeah, I think it's been about 15 years since I have. And
My goodness.
I remember a few
Lucky.
close calls where I get really sick and I was just like, I'm not going to throw up.
It's not fun.
It's not fun,
not
and I
fun.
have a
I hate
streak,
it.
so I'm going to just keep on going with it.
Yeah.
Well, now I have to get you to throw
Food
up.
poisoning.
I've had a pretty good steady once a year, at least.
Yeah, I got food poisoning pretty bad. That was.
Oh, that is the
I think
worst.
I had it once, and it was just mild, like a stomach ache, and I was like, I don't know what people are complaining about, but I got hit once. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
This is
That
what
was-
they're talking about.
That shit I'm eating might not always be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I don't even want to think about it, but I'm glad that I have
vomit.
avoided that
Yeah.
for this long, and hopefully will continue to do so forevermore. And you know that include like even after I started drinking, like after I became of age. Because I really didn't drink before I turned 21. So when I did start drinking and then drinking more and just kind of testing, I never went crazy. Because most people, when they get, are able to get drunk for the first time, they're like, oh,
Wait,
Just-
do that motion one more time.
No, he changed it.
You did
changed
change.
it.
He was doing
Purple
this.
PJ.
Anyway,
Sorry.
they don't
Don't
have any
drink that
self-control,
ever.
so they drink way too much and ruin themselves on alcohol and wake up just hurling and throwing up everywhere. And luckily, like even like
AKA
mixing,
they lived.
Yes.
mixing stuff and
That's how you learn, because you learn
just
your
do it
limit. You're
all.
like,
You
oh,
just
I
do
won't
it
do
all.
that again.
So I've been able to keep myself reasonable at all times. I've woken up a few times with, not a super bad hangover, but, my stomach's not feeling great, and I'd fight the urge. Like, let it work its
Fight
way
the
through your
power.
system. It'll get out at one point. So, yeah.
Oh, what
Yep.
a topic.
Man, yeah.
That's
Close
how you
calls
started
with-
off right there.
With vom.
Yep, the
I,
vomit.
Hashtag
I
Devon.
felt like I was going to throw up last night.
Oh, no.
Oh, you did?
I had such a bad headache, and I was like, Joe had left, and because we were playing Overwatch, and Joe was working on stuff, and
I've had Overwatch streams.
we were gonna go to sleep. I was gonna go to sleep, and I couldn't. My stomach started rumbling because I had such a bad headache, and I just kind of wrote it out, played some more Overwatch, and it kind of equalized, luckily. But I was really afraid because I don't like throwing up.
Yeah.
Gaze into
It's-
the migraine.
it sucks.
But when it happens, you just need to relinquish.
You just barrel through.
Apparently, there's a really bad YouTube sub glitch today. People have negative subscribers.
Ooh.
Oh.
Whoa.
Cool. YouTube once again.
Maybe-
YouTube is
So a
just
bunch of people are
awesome.
getting unsubs, so we should probably look into that later.
Maybe they're just looking at new features.
Yeah.
To
Like,
Here,
implement.
let's look at this
Yeah,
new feature
somebody
where
might
you
want
can
that.
get negative. I mean, how does
New
that
from
even
Google.
work?
Someone said that
Net
someone
negative.
said they lost 100K subs in 20 minutes.
My
100K
goodness.
subs in 20 minutes.
Check mine. I'm notorious for losing because I have a bunch of dead accounts on mine.
Was it another purge?
I
So-
lost 3K last week, so that might be part of it.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
wow.
Once.
I haven't been paying attention.
What were
Do
you
they
say,
still
Dan?
do those purges?
No,
You
I
went
was
like this. Like
I
you
was
were
I was gonna say, just imagine. Okay, so like Creature Office, we had this really nice, super refined setup that you and Aaron went through and did. Wired all the computers, taped them all down, amazing. Over like months and months of use, slowly people going in, unplugging stuff, going things around, it gets to become this gigantic jumbled mess. That's what I imagine the YouTube back end looks like. Like it started off with these simple plugins, and as they go through, they're just like, oh god, and just like wires everywhere.
I mean, and that's not the only time. That's just me and Aaron spend more time than we've ever spent setting something up because we wanted to make sure it was really clean and just looked nice and didn't run into any problems. And then gradually, sometimes you need this certain cable. Sometimes you need a monitor. Sometimes you need a computer in a different place. So it just gradually just started getting unplugged. Oh, I need that switcher. And eventually it's just, wires everywhere. And that's how every setup turns into. Because there's like, those satisfying wire cable management. I think there's a subreddit for it somewhere. It's like a cable management fetish almost where they have it like through. They just have like cables like perfectly organized going through like this system and cable tied down and everything. I'm just like
it looks like the grid.
But then the only problem about
rendering of cables.
The only problem, it's like that 90s. Windows screensaver, that pipe screensaver back in the 90s. But the only problem about that is, one, you cannot access those cables anymore most of the time because they're so perfectly, pristinely put in there, which could be a good or bad thing from here or there because, sometimes it'll force you to find another workaround. Mm-hmm. But then at other times, it just, it's going to get picked apart and ruined over however many months.
Course of time.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the way things work.
It's life.
You look down in the chasm that you don't look down for months, and you look down there and you just see a snake bed.
It's like even if you haven't touched it,
there's something down there you need.
It's still gone through
and stay there.
Slithered itself around. And
it's got a mind of its own.
I was trying to think about the different setups that I've had over the years and kind of the things that I deal with, because whenever you have a computer set up, and I'm sure everyone knows about this, there's always something you end up dealing with at some point that you just don't clean up, or it's a thing that messes up on your computer that you just have to deal with sometimes. One time,
my CPU fan error that you said fixed, but isn't fixed.
Yeah, it's just one of those weird things. So a lot of the times there's things on your computer that you can just kind of learn a workaround for. It's just like anything, like a car. Some people know that you have to like shift a certain gear at a certain point, or jiggle the handle. It's stuff like that. So with computers, it gets even more complicated with the things that are happening. I have plenty on my computer, but I remember one time I spilt a massive thing of apple cider all over my keyboard, and I had bought the keyboard probably about 2 months prior, so it was a pretty new keyboard, and I spilled apple cider everywhere. I didn't clean it really. I mean, I cleaned it off the desk, but the keyboard I left, and it took just because it's really hard to clean a keyboard from. So it was so sticky. Eventually, my fingertips would work the stickiness off the top of the keys, but the sides of the keys were still all sticky, and each key would stick down
like a tack.
It would just feel like you click it and it just stick. And then
oh no,
I've had ones where you've had to knock the keyboard to get it to pop back out.
So I just thought that was what are some things that you guys have had to work around in the past?
Like CPU fan error.
In regard to computers or
anything, but I was just saying computers.
Work around.
Because thinking about those computer setups with all the wires,
these door frames.
Well, yeah, that's literally working around.
I was talking to Joe about this because when I was in high school, I didn't have we had a personal computer, but I didn't have my own computer, and I always wanted my own computer in my own room. And my newspaper teacher, Mr. Nenny let me take one of the old 1997 IBMs home, and this is like 2004, 2005. Like this is actually like
you just put him on the record.
Mr. Nenny, I love Mr. Nenny.
Date, place, situation.
Shit.
What do you mean?
But I still don't hear the rest of the story. Him giving you a computer.
Oh yeah. What?
Was it a school computer?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's happening? All right.
Anyways, but he thinks you're stealing something, or he gave you something that he shouldn't have given you.
Who knows?
No, I think those were donated computers to the newspaper, and we weren't using them. They were just sitting in a corner.
Oh yeah, we had some in art class. I think they were just old.
It was like this big flat piece of shit, really heavy. It would cut you if you picked it up.
Sounds like a good computer.
Really impractical. When I tried to open it up for the first time, I was afraid because it was like. Like when I was opening it, I was like, is that what it's supposed to be like? Which it was. It was nearly impossible to get back on. But either way, super old computer, but I didn't, again, couldn't afford anything. So I have a mouse. I had everything. I got a monitor, like super old monitor he gave me, no mouse. So I had to use the keyboard for everything.
Yeah, they used to do that like before mice were a thing.
I mean, it's still incredibly hindering, but you can do it just by hitting tab. Tab. You got the right click thing with the mouse, so you can right click stuff, and then just up down. A lot of cursor keys. It was crazy. That was intense, and I did that for probably about half a year until I got a job.
Think about
afford a mouse.
Damn.
Think about how crucial the keyboard is in our lives. We're on it like every second of the day.
Keyboard is our secondary input.
Whether in a mobile device or a physical form, keyboard is everywhere.
Yeah,
constantly, I guess you don't think about it.
The physical one, though, is the first one. It's just been...
A clicker is a keyboard for a TV.
Yeah, that's true. Input.
Was
Man,
this art class that you're talking about have that girl that we discussed forever ago?
Art class? Press class? Which girl?
Where you had a nickname for said person, and it was in a video forever ago.
Oh, yeah. I can't
And
even
Joe
remember the
brought it up.
nickname.
Oh!
Do you know what I'm
The
talking
supple
about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Was this the same class?
We remembered her name
Yeah,
after
yeah.
a while. I think
I think
I cut it out,
was
obviously, but-
I think I remember why you remembered it because it was the video that we were in. It was a Mead video.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause
her
you-
last name is Mead.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh man,
And
just
you
some
were calling me Apple
girls
Supple or
develop
something, and I was like,
well in high school.
Yeah,
like the right wires crossed, and I was like, that reminds me of this
Yeah.
random
That
time
was so
in high
funny.
school.
Oh, goodness.
Oh yeah.
Well, what else are we talking about? Was there a topic list at all?
Yeah, did we have?
I
Twitter.
have a
Twitter.
few.
Get a mead update. What your guys' future?
Oh, mead.
Yeah.
mead
Speaking of
date?
mead.
Mead.
Well,
It's all sitting in Dan's cupboard right now.
After
Yeah, all
3
the
days of hauling
currently
it
made mead.
upstairs. Yeah, and there's a lot of it. We got to filter and bottle all
Yeah.
that stuff.
That was our next goal, was definitely to just get through all that and get it into bottles so that, we got the last residual pieces of yeast out of there, as well as prepare it for giving away. Because originally the intention was to send some presents out for Christmas to a few people, but we never even got a chance with all the moving
out
stuff.
and, yeah.
So that kind of sucked. But so that's the next step, and then we should probably, get into starting some new batches for the new place. And we actually have a perfect place to store now.
Where?
Like fermentation is perfect downstairs.
I agree, but it's also dirty as shit
Yeah,
down
why
there.
the hell would you even
I
put
really
down
want to
in
go
the
down there and
basement?
clean.
Okay.
I keep saying that, but it's not a joke.
Like if it was 90% more spotless, yes, but I feel like wild bacteria yeast is just
99%.
gonna.
we
Or
also
it's
need
like
to
a
have a
giant
list or
airlocks.
something. We need to get a priest down there.
Like
As
sage
well.
or something.
Or-
I
or
hate
before
that
I
go
basement.
down
We can put a greenhouse down there, like a little tent, and that could be our workspace. But I think we're gonna get a lot of John Cena
you're
memes
saying
if
like
if we do that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Toxic John Cena.
As long as we do all the preparation and then any stirring, we bring it upstairs. I think as long as it could probably sit down there
you're right.
just fine.
It could stay down there. I think
Because of the air, that's what the airlock is there for, is to
Yeah.
keep all the foreign agents out. As long as we weren't going downstairs to open and stir and then put it down, I agree.
Yeah,
I
so
was
maybe
eating a bagel there this morning and I felt very clean.
As it just gathers the dust microbes with your cream cheese.
powdered sugar.
dust crobes.
A good
But-
topic is the Super Bowl.
Dun, dun, dun,
Someone
dun,
asked
dun,
and,
dun,
someone
dun.
specifically asked Lady
Okay.
Gaga's performance. Super Bowl, what'd you think? But then the Super Bowl in general, we can bring up.
Gaga
Which
is
is
like
one of
it was like a live action Super Mario level for me. Like on the Wii, where like they jump from stage to stage, and they're like, "Woohoo!" And she just like
That seems
She
like her.
looked so funny when she was going
When
down.
Yeah.
she just the jumping portion, like
That was such a weird. It was just like
never
not
did it.
edit, but
Yeah.
like they made it seem like she killed
Transition.
herself for about.
Yeah.
Because they like keep going into the drones, and then
The
they're
drones
like,
are pretty
then
cool.
they
That was
cut
the
to her
coolest
like
part.
30
Yeah.
seconds later.
The
That was
drone thing
weird.
was pretty awesome. The
Oh,
way they
yeah,
were
the
able
drone-
to
pretty
mix an
jaw-dropping.
algorithm to get it to
That's what
move
she
in the
looked
sky.
like.
Point
But
cloud.
seeing her jump off like every single time, it was
so
towards the
funny.
camera, so she was
I
out of
know.
focus almost instantly. But then it
Yeah.
never followed her, so it was just hilarious just
like
seeing
you
her.
It's kind
the
of
football?
underwhelming when they portray it that
Oh,
way.
yeah, I know.
It's like you didn't get to see the instant. Like it'd be cool if they
yeah.
would have cut away and shown her go.
Yeah, like with the huge,
Yeah,
you know,
with the
wide
That's
shot.
like having Gandalf like hanging off of the bridge at Khazad-dûm and then just looking around and then jumping towards the camera and falling and then it just staying on the bridge.
And then it cuts
Yeah.
to them going the rest of the way through the
yeah,
cave.
exactly.
Yeah,
You got to go with them, you know. That's why the camera is just like it's just like dun, 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 and it goes, it follows them down. Now, if they did that, then I would have been
I wonder if that
impressed.
was a mess up when they cut like that, or if they meant to do that.
Huh? They
Yeah,
meant to
When
do
the
that 'cause
cameras
they-
cut
I
like
wanted
that.
that too.
It
Like, it
seemed
could have been an
at
oopsie
first
on something.
it seemed unintentional to me, but they were focusing on the drones.
Yeah, they
that was the
locked
last
on the
glory
drones.
shot of the drones.
I guess they're like, okay, let's make sure she doesn't fall to her death, and then when we know she's
That's
safe,
true.
we'll cut back to her.
I bet you
That
that
is-
could have been
That
wild.
ain't
is
catch,
very
no, we don't
true.
catch Gaga
Because if she
splattering
had
and-
gotten messed up,
Jordan,
then yeah, you
conspiracy corner.
That sounds like
Here we
I think
go.
that sounds
right.
a
You
corner
could've
that
just-
would be cut if they were dealing with all of the Super Bowl. There's so
Yeah.
much going on. It's like just whatever's easiest.
Yeah.
Make
do it
happen.
to it. Yeah.
But also, that was a big hurrah. They made a big deal about it beforehand about them using like hundreds of synchronized drones or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
The
Imagine
drones
seeing that from a
were-
distance, like
yeah.
not being there, like just in your city, seeing like
That'd been so
Well, at
cool.
first,
A cloud.
I was
Head
like,
into them.
because I knew they were going to be
down.
there, but I was confused when they popped up because you and I were watching it, and I was
Yeah.
just like, what is that? Because I thought it was like an imposed star field or something like that, and I was like, oh, that looks nasty. But then I realized it was drones because you couldn't you never knew, you never could tell it was
Yeah.
drones.
yeah. I thought it was pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Her whole
I liked
performance
it.
was underwhelming, though.
But
She did
was-
really good, but
pretty
like I
good.
thott she was like gonna bring out a guest and like, you know what I mean?
See, this
like,
is that expectation thing that I
Yeah.
keep hearing about. People have
Yeah.
expectations.
well, because
and they
Lady
get,
Gaga,
no, I have
she's like,
expectations
you know,
sometimes
she's
too.
so crazy in the past. So I was like, oh, she's gonna do something like, and it was a really great. She did great, like.
She's
but I
kinda
thought
chilled
she
out
was gonna
lately,
do
I think.
something. Yeah, it was just very.
Or she's not like. I don't think
She killed it.
Like, as a
it was filmed
person.
before the game.
There, people are claiming that it was a
Didn't someone say that this morning?
What?
pre-recorded instance on the
I didn't know.
roof.
Oh, yeah, I heard someone say it was a pre-recorded thing. And so they recorded that, and then...
Oh, and then they showed her coming down after.
Yeah.
All right, I like it far less now.
man.
That seemed like a really cool feat that they were doing that all at the
Yeah,
same
for
like,
the
all
whole
day.
song, I was like, go Gaga.
they probably sat there for like days going back and forth with Gaga's agent. Like, we're
Yeah.
not letting her jump off the roof live.
Yeah.
Like, we're not going to have 50,000
something
people
did go
watch her
wrong.
smack into the
Yeah.
ground at 80
Dang.
miles an hour.
Oh, no.
that the drones were possibly pre-recorded too.
Or
Really?
edited in.
Aw.
It did seem superimposed.
No, they talked about the technology of the drones
Yeah.
during one of the commercial breaks or something.
Ah, goodness.
I hope not. That would be
Well.
stupid.
Still love you, Gaga.
Yeah. I tuned in around halftime time. I didn't watch it because we were watching it streamed, so I didn't see any of the commercials for a bit. But then eventually,
There,
when
you
the
didn't
pizza
miss
was coming,
anything.
Yeah.
I
There.
watched it in the living room for a little
There's-
bit, and it wasn't
Like
that
the
great.
Kristen Shaw ones for T-Mobile were super good.
Yeah, Kristen Shaw's
but
the
other than
best.
that, there weren't. And
I
there's
like the
a
one with
funny,
the babies,
kind of funny.
the NFL babies one where they
I
had
didn't see
them
that.
with little mustaches and like hairdos,
Cute.
like the coaches over the years or whatever.
Oh, okay.
It was really adorable.
I missed
Thanks.
the first half for the most part because I was cooking the food. So
By the way, it seems like our subs are okay.
Cool.
Yay, that's
Oh.
We're
good.
locked down on the
What were
sub
yours
loss
at
thing.
Before, do you remember?
now just go to Social Blade. It'll show you the.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I'm surprised you didn't go on that first, Spencer. You should know about these things.
The update day of.
Yeah, it does.
Brady is a star.
It has a current hourly
what a
count on there, I believe.
Flipping
Triple
game.
star.
I
The
didn't
Mr.
really.
Clean one was pretty
Star
good.
Brady.
I didn't see. I'm so mad. I missed all these commercials. I was drinking too
Was that
much
the
with
sultry
everybody,
one?
so we weren't watching it.
Is that,
He's
is that
like
the one where he's
dancing.
like love interest?
He's like dancing.
I remember seeing like a
There's a gif of it.
Shit,
I've
I
seen
need to
it
go
all over the
find it.
place.
there was like a Mrs. Clean or something. They're gonna give him like a love interest.
Mr.
I-
Clean.
I'm either making that up
They
or I saw
kind
it.
of made him the love interest of
Yeah.
of Housewives.
They made him that,
the
that
recent
guilty
commercial.
pleasure.
I would love to see one where a dude's into Mr. Clean. That'd be pretty good. Because they made it like it's very like a housewife thing, like
Yeah.
brawny. It's like the mascots are like because housewives would like a strong looking man.
in flannel.
Yeah,
That'd be so funny.
And Mr. Clean was like people like Howie Mandel.
Oh, how did you know?
Actually, Howie Mandel became Mr. Clean. I guess I can't really
Yeah,
say that.
because
but-
he's really.
He's not
what
quite
is it
as
called
jacked.
when you're really
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean.
He's a clean
germ-
freak.
germaphobe.
Oh yeah.
Something
He's
like that.
like deathly. Isn't he like? It's like above and beyond.
I'm kind of like
or
that,
something,
but
like-
I don't know.
No,
I've
not
never
to
really
his
seen
level.
him.
He won't shake
Oh,
anyone's
yeah.
hand.
yeah,
Oh,
he's
really?
like very.
Yeah, I've heard that was the first thing I heard about him was he doesn't shake anyone's hand.
I would never
so
tell
he's
people
like,
that.
yeah, watch closely on what's the stupid thing he
America's
was in.
Got Talent?
No, Deal or No Deal.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I
Deal
love
or
Deal
No
or
Deal.
I've seen
That's
him,
like
though.
the first time. Like
think.
that's the first time he was really, I think that's where he kind of gained a lot of notoriety, if I remember correctly.
That was
but
his
they're
roof
just
jump?
like, just watch. He does
That
not.
was his resurgence.
He does
Yeah,
not
it was
shake
like-
anyone's hand.
No, fist bumps. He fist bumps.
Oh,
Everybody.
yeah.
Oh.
He's like, you know what's better than a handshake?
Grayman
Eye
Ranger,
contact.
thank you for resubscribing 6 months.
Have you seen Baby Mama?
No.
When Steve Martin gives eye contact to Tina Fey because she does something good.
Oh no.
He like grabs her head and they just like
Oh, yeah,
make eye
he's
contact
like-
for like 10 minutes. And it's
Steve
just
Martin
really
is
uncomfortable.
like the
It's
owner
so
of a
funny.
Whole Foods-esque kind of thing, and he
Yeah.
kind of fits the persona. So he's like, bare feet and
Yeah.
hemp clothing,
Oh,
and
yeah.
has a long white ponytail, and he just kind of is kind of a weird dude.
That movie's
And
so
he's just
funny.
like, I'm gonna grace you because of your excellent performance. I'm going to grace you with 10 seconds of direct eye contact.
No, 15 minutes of direct eye contact. It was something like really bizarre that like you wouldn't want to stand there looking at someone for that amount of time.
Yeah.
And this like not an intern, but like this employee's like standing next to him, and he's like watching him for a bit, and it's just like really uncomfortable. And then he like starts to walk away, and she's like, "You can come back if you want to," and they're like still staring at each other, and he just like slowly leaves.
I need to watch that movie.
Baby Mama's really funny.
It looks
I
good.
think it's so funny. I love Amy Poehler and Tina Fey though, so anything they do, I usually laugh.
Alex is in the chat. He said, I wish they would stop forcing sexualization of Mr. Clean. It's odd.
Yeah, I
Well-
swear I
Yeah,
saw
they're
some
just
article
ramping it
about
up.
Spencer, your
Just gotta
master sword
embrace
is
it.
being
Yeah,
requested.
there's something sexy about
What?
someone just coming to clean your
You
house.
base it, stick your master sword in me.
Oh yeah, I had a video on my channel where me and Little Joe were playing something, and I recorded a voice line where I was like, "Stick your master sword."
I remember that.
What?
I remember that.
No.
Stick your
Oh.
master
I
sword
don't like
in
that
me.
very much.
Stick your master
Hey,
sword in me, Jordan.
Mr. Clean can be sexy if he wants. He's not going to get him
Yeah.
pregnant. He's sterilized.
All that exposure to chemicals.
That's
That was pretty good.
That's one of the reasons Geralt is such a ladies' man. He's sterile.
And Bond. Casino Royale. He got his balls smashed.
I
what?
had a friend in high school.
Really?
that
You haven't seen
tried to
Casino
use
Royale?
steroids.
I have, but I don't remember ball smashing.
Hey, ladies,
Really?
I'm sterile.
Cuts out the
I
bottom
can
of the
come
chair.
inside of you.
And then uses a rope with a knot on the end.
Stephanie, have you not seen Casino
I don't
Royale?
Well,
think
she
I
did.
was-
She did. When I first watched Casino Royale,
I don't think I paid
didn't
attention.
fully understand that he was whipping his nuts, or just testicles in
I
general.
kind
That
of
scene scarred me. When
Like I kind of got it first, and towards the
Uh.
end, I was like, "Oh my god!" Like I slowly realized it over time. But like when he's cutting out the bottom of the chair, I didn't really think about
Yeah.
it.
I don't
Stick
think I.
your mop in me, Mr. Clean.
Oh!
Stick your mop in me, Mr. Clean.
Oh.
Well, now it's getting really bad in the chat. I don't
Now
like
I
this.
just imagine Mr. Clean standing over me, giving him a shoulder rub.
Oh, I thought you were going somewhere else. I was
With-
like, oh, this is getting pretty.
I just look up at him,
Sexual?
and he's just like
Different kind of
smiling with
What
his
actor
weird
would play
smile.
Mr.
Feel
Clean
like
if there
magic
would be like a
erasers.
50 Shades of Grey kind of thing with Mr.
Bruce
Clean?
Willis.
Ooh.
Bruce Willis
good.
is Bruce
Oh,
Willis
I
is Mr.
love
Clean.
Bruce Willis.
Oh.
Yeah, I like him. That'd
He
be
would-
By the way,
good.
guys, YouTube tweeted they're on a fix. They're working on it right now.
Oh,
Is
they're
that
Is that the
always-
first time they've ever acknowledged that they're working on
YouTube's
something that they
always
broke?
on it.
Someone
Probably.
said, "Is this related to the common unsub glitch?" And they said, "No."
Man, we need a producer mic over there, Spencer.
Yeah, I
I
know.
can look one up if you want.
That's too much work. We'll worry about it later.
That's too much work, Spencer.
Just keep moderating the chat. I think you're doing a great job doing that
Yeah,
for
thanks,
now.
Spencer. You're doing
It's
great.
a lot better now.
We'll get the
Yeah.
producer mic and camera for next time. Oh wait, well I guess we could do that.
Yeah, you could do it on that back one.
I don't mind being.
You just have to be at the
I
back
don't mind
computer.
doing this.
Yeah, we can trade around.
Yeah, we can take turns. Sharing is caring.
Oh yeah, so you guys haven't. I hadn't seen many of the commercials. I watched all the TV spots as they came
yeah.
available online. Did you guys see any of the TV
spots,
spots?
like you mean
No.
like the Stranger Things?
unless
and all
I
that
was
stuff?
The
with
trailers and
I didn't.
There's Pirates of the Caribbean, Guardians of the Galaxy, Transformers. What?
That new movie with Goldie Hawn and
Oh,
Amy
yeah.
Oh,
Schumer.
that trailer came out.
That
Joe and I
looked
watched that
pretty-
trailer yesterday.
yeah.
Yeah, it looked pretty good.
I want to see it.
I
I don't know
didn't see
how
it
that
that bad.
would be a comedy because it was actually kind of a
Did you see it?
terrifying thing.
Yeah,
But-
starring the ghost of Goldie Hawn.
You keep saying that. It makes me sad.
who?
No, well, no. Joe and I were talking about. Have you ever seen Overboard?
That needs to be moved. Oh, Lord.
You've never seen Overboard? That should be
Alright.
our next movie night.
Yeah.
That's
What's that?
top
That
five.
is Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn at the height of their careers.
Who's
Oh,
Goldie
man.
Hawn?
Kate Hudson's
Kate
mom.
Hudson's mom. Yeah,
Hudson's
Goldie
mom.
Hawn. She was with who is she bosom buddies with? Wasn't
my
there a
hair.
movie with her and somebody else?
Bosom buddies? Should I Google
Shia.
Goldie Hawn's bosom buddy?
Was it another actress?
Yeah, I think that they had done a couple movies together. I could be wrong. Anyway, there was a movie that my mom had that had Diane Keaton, Goldie Hawn, and
That could have been her.
and
Schumer.
what's her name from Sleepless in
Oh,
Seattle?
this lady.
Meg
Meg
Ryan.
Ryan. Yeah, it had those three, and it was just
Damn.
like the
That's
ultimate
Overboard.
estrogen movie.
I was gonna say that's
So
a good
Goldie
casting.
Hawn, she comes. I feel like explain the plot to you.
For Overboard?
Yeah.
Overboard,
I was
she
gonna
falls.
say Overwatch.
She's a rich asshole with Kurt Russell. He's a guy like detailing or working on the boat, and she falls off, loses her memory.
He goes back
and
to
he takes
take
her.
care of the family.
Yeah,
and,
he's a single dad, and he has like
What?
6 asshole kids.
yeah, and she like becomes their mom. And
she
then,
forgets.
Yeah,
like,
I've
she forgets
seen-
who she is. And
I
he
saw a
says
little
he's
bit of that. I didn't see the
shit,
whole
I wanna
thing,
see
but
that.
That's
I
a really
remember
good
it being
movie.
pretty good.
Wonderful.
I've seen that movie.
There's a mini
She
golf
becomes
course,
like
every
so crazy
many.
how like she becomes like a really good housewife. She just learns, and then
Yeah,
by
she's
the
not an
end of
asshole.
it,
You've seen
yeah.
it?
I've seen most of it. I don't remember the beginning, but I think I caught it on TV or something.
Yeah,
I
it was on
wanna
TV
see
a
that.
lot.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I remember that now. Yeah, that was a pretty darn good movie.
That's
It was a
movie.
good flick.
Let's
Anyway,
see.
I still haven't seen anything with Amy Schumer in it.
You haven't seen Trainwreck?
No.
It's not that great.
It
I
is
didn't think
good
it was
though. You didn't like it either? I liked
It's not
it.
that great. It's,
Judd Apatow's a little hit or miss.
I could agree with that.
the
The Iron Fist trailer?
The Iron Fist trailer, yeah, it
Iron
looks like
Fist.
Batman Arrow, like it looks like Arrow.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, it's Batman, because like his parents went, but no, he crashed and then he went off and was trained somewhere, and I was like, oh my god, that's exactly Arrow.
And his parents are rich, and someone takes over his company that's evil.
Yeah, yeah, it doesn't make
Man.
well. That's his dad. It wasn't that his dad.
No, that's his dad's friend.
Oh, okay.
So his parents died on the island or wherever it was, and so he comes back to try and retake it. It's like it's very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Baywatch
Ooh,
trailer.
Baywatch hell.
That trailer
yes.
looks stupid though. The TV spot was stupid. It was like Zac
Yeah.
Efron ripping off, and he had the.
I mean, I'm fine with that.
in The Rock.
okay, so John
The
Wick.
Rock, Zac
doesn't appeal
Efron,
to
come
me.
on. now.
John Wick Chapter 2 currently
Oh,
has
yeah.
a 9.4 out of 10 on
Hell
IMDb.
yeah.
There was a
Wow.
guy, one of the movie review guys or movie website guys I follow on Twitter was saying he was under embargo, but he wanted to let everybody know that John Wick 2 was better than the first one.
Oh.
Wow.
And I was like, ooh,
Let's see what
I'm
the
pretty- we should all
let's
go
see
see
if
that.
there's any rotten reviews in on it.
because the first one's
97%.
a solid movie.
97%.
Wow.
And then Lego Batman 97% as well.
I've been hearing really good things.
Okay,
I've been hearing Lego Batman isn't as good as the Lego movie, but it's still a really good
It
movie.
looks like it'd be really fun.
My goodness.
What about,
I'm trying to
50
see how
Shades
many
Darker?
let me see how many reviews
that
that's
get?
out of. That's actually quite a bit of critic reviews.
The John Wick 2 trailer TV spot for the Super Bowl parodied 50 Shades of Grey,
I know.
which is pretty funny.
I love that. Can you
My
look
goodness,
to see how much
John
that
Wick,
got
you're the
rated?
best. There's not a score yet. They probably don't have an embargo yet.
What do you
Well,
think
they
it's
might
gonna
not.
be?
They might not have. Well, is that coming out this Friday or next
yeah,
Friday?
it comes out tomorrow.
It
Oh wait,
does?
yeah, it comes out tomorrow, the 10th.
Lego,
Tomorrow, the
Lego
10th.
Movie and 50 Shades of Grey or John Wick? Well,
All
three of
three,
them.
all three.
Oh yeah, man, what a
'Cause
weekend!
what's today?
Shit.
I'm gonna,
Yeah,
I'm gonna go see
sorry.
Lego
Yeah,
Movie.
it comes out
Yeah.
tomorrow for most of night.
Damn. We should go see John Wick too.
300,000 subs.
I did.
He has 53 million, so it's not like a huge
Jesus.
thing. He lost 300,000.
Damn. Oh yeah, what's Logan's review?
I don't.
That's
think
not
that's
out
been-
for a little
yeah,
bit.
It's not?
That comes out in March.
Oh shit, I thought
Beginning
that
of
was when I was
March.
seeing it.
Lego
Whoops.
Batman.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
that's. I'm going to
That's
go
gonna
see
be
that
fun.
tomorrow. I think
Yes.
today's Wednesday, right?
Can we all go see John Wick 2 though?
John Wick.
I'd be totally down.
Yes, let's do it.
John Wick's the guy you send to kill the boogeyman.
As long as there's no
Baba
you know,
Yaga.
animals being hurt in this one.
Stephanie, that was the motivation and a massive plot point for the first one.
I know, but it was really, really sad.
Anybody watch the honest trailers for the first John Wick that came out?
No.
That came out over the weekend.
I
I
need
don't
to
watch
start
a
watching
whole
those
lot of
honest
those,
It's really
but
good. Well, they have kind of like a super cut of a lot of the headshots, just because they're doing at the end they're doing starring, and they're like starring headshots, and then they go back starring more headshots. And it's like because they kill. I think they said the kill count was like 72 people or something like that, and most of them were headshots. A lot of them were at least,
Shoot.
because he's just like. Yeah, this new one looks great.
yeah, no, I remember there was like an infographic thing I think I saw on like Imgur one time that someone put together of like all of the top action movie stars and their kills confirmed thing in the movie, and there's like the different Bourne movies and like all the different kills and how they were killed, and then John Wick was like all these headshots, like if it was a headshot, if it was a pistol kill, sniper, and there was just like tons, and they had all the kill counts of these different big movies. It was pretty cool.
It's just really impressive. Yeah, because like the director of the second one, he was co-director, I think, on the first one. I think it was just him who moved forward and directed the second one. He was a stunt coordinator guy on the Matrix movies, and these were his first movies that he's directed. And he was saying for the Lawrence Fishburne stuff, for the reunion stuff with him and Keanu.
Oh, yeah.
It was like, he was like, the first time they did that, because the first scene they shot together was where he's like, John Wick, the man, the myth, the legend, or whatever. So he's doing the line, and then afterwards, like, the director was saying he was just like staring into the monitor with a smile, and then Lawrence Fishburne was like, "Are you gonna say cut?" Or he's like, "Oh, yeah, I'm sorry." And, like, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Just
Man.
seeing
Having them
trajectory of people.
together.
I like
yeah.
that there's a lot more like kind of not lower end, but different people in more technical aspects of the industry are moving into directing, like visual effects directors, and a lot of visual effects people like Tim Miller from Blur moved up, did Deadpool, incredibly successful. Stunt
Oh, really? He was the
coordinators
head of Blur?
Yep.
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
that's-
he was one of the co-founders. Of Blur,
Oh,
Tim
that's
Miller.
really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Blur's like the best.
He's teaming up with Tim Miller. I think was it Tim Miller? I'm pretty sure it was Tim Miller. James Cameron is getting the rights back to the Terminator franchise in 2018, and so he's setting up a trust right now, like a little thing of a bunch of science fiction writers, and I think it was Tim Miller, to come up with a story for like a kind of definitive cap off, I think, or continuation of the Terminator stuff, since he's getting the rights back. Although he said Genesis was good, so he can go fuck himself. I'll watch Avatar 2 when it comes out, though, and 3, 4, and 5.
I kind of like Salvation.
Why?
Yeah, Salvation's. I like
Why
Salvation.
has Avatar not come out?
It's kept getting pushed back. It's finally. He said it's like all the scripts are done. Because he was co-writing the scripts with everybody. Like he has like a main writer on each one, and he's on each one, and then there was another writer, like a separate writer for each project.
You know what they are doing with Avatar?
Okay.
What?
They have a new park in Florida at Disneyland.
Yes, it's coming out before Star Wars Land.
Really?
Yep.
Really?
Ooh, fun.
Avatar.
And
I
Star
love
Wars Land's
theme
coming out
parks.
next year.
If they can recreate that crazy like biocandescent, what is that
yeah.
called? That like tree environment, bioluminescent, huh?
The hair sex, where you put your hair together next to someone in Disneyland.
Not the ponytail
Yeah.
sex. I'm saying,
That happens?
Yeah, it's really weird.
do you not see Avatar?
Oh, okay.
That's
And I-
their way of intercourse.
Dude, I'm picturing like something that's happening at Disneyland. And I'm like, what? Is that like a thing where two ponytails brush by each other?
You
and
walk
grab?
in, you walk into Avatar Land, and they give you the ponytail, and you can fuck anything you want as you go
Oh
by.
my God.
What can
That'd
they
be-
do?
The sexual Pandora experience.
it's like an auxiliary cord with headphones, so you plug into like here.
Wait, sorry, you guys
This
saying
is
they should
like-
be giving these
and
to
you hear in your-
children?
you hear in
Like
your
little
ears.
5-year-olds that are going into the side of the park, they're
Mandatory.
like, here's your little ponytail,
Well,
go have at
it's
it.
the
Like,
thing was
what?
used. The
Is
thing
there
was used to
maybe an age
You
communicate.
replace the Mickey Mouse hat.
Stop!
It was used to communicate with everything. So
Yes.
And then you just tell, make sure you love that person.
It wasn't just intimate. It was used for everything. Like if they wanted to talk to trees and all that stuff.
Texting,
So.
talk, text, data, and sex.
Ugh.
Nice.
1,000 subs today from the YouTube thing.
Oh dang!
Sounds about right.
5,000 subs.
But they said they're fixing it.
Okay.
They'll
All
fix
right.
it. Don't worry.
Really, we gained 1,000.
It'll reset.
Next
I think I got
level
unsubscribed
Disneyland.
from Play Overwatch recently. I think last month I realized that I wasn't seeing any of the updates, and I was like, I subscribed to the channel, and I went back and I was unsubscribed, so I subscribed again. Subscribe again.
What the fuck?
What the fuck, YouTube?
Real.
You'd
Yeah,
have to pay $20 to have sex with anything.
Ugh. I was just thinking of plugging into the thing and then hearing in the earbud things that Jordan was talking about. Just like, I see you. That was the whole thing in those movies.
That's
I
what you can just
That's
do is just
interesting.
plug into all the things and it's just a different voice. Well, let's take the next few minutes to talk about our sponsor, Blue Apron. Now, I'm one of those people that eats out way too much.
Yes.
Just because it's the pure fact that I don't have the time to go out and buy the groceries to cook with.
Very
And if you're like me in that regard, you should definitely try out Blue Apron. They're the #1 fresh ingredient delivery service in the country and are making sure incredible home cooking is available to everyone that is possible. With ingredients of the highest standards, Blue Apron strives to continue their support of all the sustainable food sources by partnering with over 150 local farms, fisheries, and ranchers across the U.S.
Yeah.
You know, you got to keep up with the community, make sure they're all doing good, because the exact number of ingredients, or the exact amount, I should say, are shipped with each recipe. Food waste is also drastically reduced. That's one
Hell
thing I
yeah.
always hate doing is when you're cooking a recipe and it's like, well, I just sliced up
yeah.
half a tomato.
And
What
then
am
you
I
don't
going
have
to do
to
with
do
this
it.
other half because I'm not cooking it with
Salt
it?
and pepper.
Yeah.
I always buy a head of lettuce and then I cut it up and put it in a bag, but
You never
Hardly.
go back to it?
Just
Yeah.
weeps into
No,
it.
exactly.
Exactly. It's a tough life, but with Blue Apron it'd be better. But people like me who eat out all the time can expect to spend a lot less because it would be about under $10 a person for each delicious meal, which is much cheaper. And you're able to choose from a variety of new recipes each week, as well as delivery options to make sure Blue Apron perfectly fits your needs for what you need it for. And each meal does come with a really easy step-by-step guide to follow these recipes and get them to you in less than 40 minutes. So check out this week's menu on their site and get your first 3 meals free with free shipping by going to blueapron.com/hub.
Hey.
You'll love how good it feels and tastes to create incredible home-cooked meals with Blue Apron, so don't wait. That's blueapron.com/hub. Blue Apron, a better way to cook.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Spencer.
Thank you, sir.
I
Thank
really
you.
want to try
But yeah.
that out because
I entered it in.
Oh,
Sign
the
up,
link
Spencer.
thing? Well, thank you. Thank you, Blue Apron, for sponsoring this episode of the Hubcast.
Yeah.
yes, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now that we have kind of led into the second half of the show,
Everyone's sort of asking Dan.
Yeah, where did that come from? I was about to ask you the origin.
What is it, Dan?
Everybody's
Yeah,
saying Dan
yeah,
Dab.
yeah.
Like the
Dabs, dabs,
thing? Oh.
dab.
Well, that was a horrible question.
young-
Go,
Oh, I
Dan.
thought they meant the other thing.
What?
What? Which
Like
one?
to do a dab? Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smoke dab?
That's Daps. I like doing that one.
Oh.
Daps
some
with
daps.
A P? Is it
Give me
a
some
BPS?
Daps, brah.
No, the dance
doing
moves
that
the
to
dab, right?
I don't understand what's happening right
They're
now.
asking Dan to do that dance move where you do the. Hey, whoa!
Is that what one of the Gunk
Do you have
Boys
to
did?
do both arms, or is it just one?
No, you do the right.
Has anyone caught a photo of a wacky inflatable arms guy
Like
dabbing?
inflatable too.
I'm sure he does it at least once
Someone
a day.
just sits there just snapping photos of a
There he goes.
the inflatable
Get him.
inflatable
Oh, no,
arm
wait,
guy.
yeah,
Yeah,
go
you did
front,
it.
right?
I love those things.
And the second they turn away, he just goes
God,
and then goes back.
This is the equivalent of high school where the teacher would be teaching, and there was an asshole guy in my class who would always go to the teacher and say, "Hey, Miss Holstrom, say word," and she go word, and everybody like ah, and it was just like that's all that happened right then.
Yeah,
Sounds familiar.
The Gunk Boys,
Gunk Boys!
Gunk Boys.
Yay!
I mentioned
No,
that.
cover.
Did you?
Yeah, I was
okay.
like, isn't that what the Gunk Boys did?
Yeah,
They-
I didn't
did they
hear
dab
you,
when we were
but
talking
I
about
read that.
Oh, the Gunk Boys. They were so nice.
My favorite
So
was the guy
funny.
who kept covering his face with the blanket.
I know. I don't. I.
Because he came up and he was like, "Hey, you guys vlogging?"
I know. I was like, what's wrong? That was so funny.
I thought it was a towel.
It
Yeah,
was a
whatever it
towel. It was
was.
a Mickey Mouse towel, I
Yeah.
think.
That's why it looked like a blanket.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
it's
we were
really
like really
strange. Big.
confused.
So it was like a beach towel.
It's really strange. I don't
Especially
know
after
what
being
was-
that tired from like going to all those places that
Oh,
day
God,
and
and I
just
felt
being
like shit.
exhausted. Yeah, and then I was just laughing so hard.
Oh yeah.
Just icing.
We
on
can
that
we can
day.
touch a little
It was
bit
so
on
funny.
what happened today. This week has been semi
Holy hell.
unsuccessful in a lot of the things we've been trying to do, which has been kind of rough content wise. Sometimes things just don't work out. And it happened several times this week with a couple of videos. So we were scrambling to make sure we can keep content going up for this week.
Yeah.
But today in particular we still
a
got a few
little
videos
nuts,
out of
though.
the day, but the
Yeah.
first video that we had planned.
And we got parts of other videos done.
Yeah. The first video we had planned kind of, Steph had called a place and they said that it was okay to film and we were good to come there
Yeah.
and shoot and stuff like that. And we turned up there and we were ready to shoot. And
And we already
apparently-
filmed like half the video.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'd
'cause-
filmed leading up to it
yeah.
because there was a few things beforehand, and it was just like, you can't film here.
Yeah.
That lady that you talked to was a volunteer, and she had no idea what she was talking
So
about.
we're
Isn't
like-
that ridiculous that somebody who's a volunteer would be like, "Yeah, you're good to come film here."
Well, they thought like
can do
since because
this.
you could take pictures that like she was like she was like yeah I don't see why you couldn't. And what's funny is when
Didn't
we
even
went to
check
the
with
front
anybody?
desk, the gal that was working there too also said like yeah it shouldn't be a problem. They had mentioned it to our manager, it should be good. But then when I was talking to the manager, she was like, it's state law.
Oh,
like, you
oh,
have to have a
no.
permit. And I was like,
No, you can't do that. How dare
dare
you?
But we
How
just got
da-
all the way down here. And the worst part was we had started filming in that lobby area, which
Oh yeah,
that's
we
why I was
just
like,
we just walked
cut,
in
cut.
filming.
because yeah,
We
were,
always do.
I didn't want us to get in trouble, so
It did feel really weird when we were just kind of walking around
And it was
filming
dead
stuff, and there was
silent.
nobody in there except for us, and we had stupid outfits on,
oh yeah,
so that just made
Yeah.
me
I kind of like
feel.
my outfit.
Oh yeah, I know. But
They weren't particularly weird.
they were the
but
best outfits ever.
AKA Steph picked them out. But yeah, so that turned into us then just trying to go get food before we had to shoot our next
we
video.
turned on the
So it's
camera
kind
in
of
the
just
car.
it's just a car ride
Yeah,
of
and
chaos.
we had those like they were booked like one after the other, so it was like this
Boom,
has to go
boom.
off, and then we have to go off on that. We were already running kind of late on the first thing anyway, so it was just a series of
Yeah.
unfortunate events.
So that
Yeah.
car video might be coming out. Though,
Yeah, so
of
expect a
just the
video
chopped
that's
up
just kind of
footage.
like an intro to something that just turns into randomness and us being weird. It'll be an
I
interesting
think
video.
it should be pretty funny. There's a
But
lot
we'll
of
explain it so
conversation.
no one's caught off guard by just how weird and random it is.
Yeah, keep an eye out for that.
I was just so happy with. I was being an idiot. I liked it.
But we got
So
to
funny.
get some Torchies tacos out of it.
You guys got to get to it.
Just one though. We each got one because we knew
It was
we
an
had to.
epic journey to whether or not we could get to Torchies.
Yep. I took a intentional wrong exit, and then it took a little
Jordan,
longer.
We were only 2 minutes late when I asked for our person
Oh,
at the gate.
Yep.
cool. That's
Nice.
not bad at all.
We were
I like
pretty
when we're on
pretty
time.
decent.
And she's like,
on
I've been
time.
waiting for half an hour.
What? Really?
No.
Oh, I was
Sounds like a
like,
Dragon
what?
Ball Z character.
I've been waiting for half an hour. Goku.
Goku, what are you doing here?
Fantastic.
Man, I haven't done that voice in a while.
Yeah, it sounded like Clanky. That was my favorite character on Trapville, the show that we'll never.
Clanky.
Can we just put out the first episode at some point?
Yeah, maybe
Do
at
it.
some point.
Somebody
we will.
said I should gather everything up and make a torrent.
just a Trapville torrent.
I have
Finish
all the
it
scripts.
for us.
I have all the scripts. There's all the audio. Jordan has most of the animation.
Yeah, I think I had 2 episodes to finish, but they were the most intensive episodes.
Oh yeah. Well, the last 2 were pretty busy.
Well, technically the last 3 because we were splitting the final episode up.
A lot of those episodes were really busy.
Yeah. Oh man,
I can't stop writing sometimes.
cool series. It would have been pretty cool.
Maybe there will be something
Do
more
it.
in the
Yeah.
future.
Just put it
You
out
should.
there.
Yeah.
You made it.
Do it.
Just do it.
Do it in your cool.
Yeah, Gearbox would be happy, I'm sure. But what else has been happening around
They'll
here?
be-
Anything else that's been interesting?
Just working.
We
got
saw
away
a
with
bum
them.
fight on the way home.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, that was.
See,
it.
I'm not sure if was the guy sitting on the bench a bum.
No,
He might have just been
I-
waiting for the bus.
Yeah,
an
I
old
feel
guy,
like it
yeah.
was just
And the
someone
other guy
ran
didn't
for the
particularly
bus.
look
Sorry,
super
I
bummy
jumped to
either.
conclusion.
Yeah.
They
Did.
probably weren't bums or
It made me
They were definitely
sad.
fighting,
It was
though.
something that was sad to kind of watch because there's this
It was
kind
a
of bigger guy who
street
seemed like he
scuffle.
wasn't like super mobile. So he
Yeah.
was just kind of sitting on the bench going like this, kind of defending himself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
And there was this guy just
swinging at
like
him.
taking little, just like
They
I
weren't
know,
like.
and we were like
but
too many
still.
lanes over, so I was really mad that like there was no way for us to like. I mean, I don't know if you should never intervene, but like even do
I don't know.
anything.
Then we honked at him, trying to get him to stop. It
I
seemed like the
tried
guy
to-
was more so
Yeah,
being
we
a jerk.
honked and I
But
tried to yell, but
then we got the street addresses and sent them off for just in case anything arose out of it.
I didn't
Yeah.
say nothing.
You didn't send those?
Dude.
In the
police
police
he-
department.
he went to the first Scream movie where she emails the police to come get her.
Oh wait, what?
Do you not remember that? She gets
Like,
locked
I
in
didn't
her
see
room
that.
and
That's
she
right.
goes in Scary Movie. They make fun of it and say like she types "white woman in trouble" on the police website and everybody shows up. But in the movie, she's just like goes to 911.com or something. Like types in something and they show up.
911.com.
that's pretty funny.
That sounds like an abduction service. You go there and it's just like, come find me, please. And then you come get kidnapped.
Yeah. You look later and you realize you accidentally sent it to like Chipotle or something.
Yeah.
Hell,
I just
dude,
put
it's
it
Oh,
in
like
God,
water.
some fresh burritos coming your way. Yeah, that sounds really good right now.
I know she could have gone back.
Yeah, that would have been nice. I was actually I was telling these guys, I was looking at the nutritional value because I've been, just trying to be a little conscious of what I've been eating recently.
Yeah.
And
As have I, except for those fistfuls of M&Ms I put in my mouth last night.
You're still conscious of that though. So
I am, but
M&Ms
I didn't
sound
stop
pretty darn
myself
good.
at the time.
'cause you're like I'm doing this.
Oh.
It's M&M
It's
time.
happening.
Yeah.
But those chicken fajita tacos actually aren't terrible. They're not the best, and anything you eat out is usually not that great, and had some carbs and a few sugars in here and there. But it had a lot of protein in it, which is, you stick with the protein, especially
Hell yeah.
any kind of meat-based protein was good. So that wasn't too bad. I was like, that one taco is sufficient enough for a snack/meal.
That's true. Mine was just I got a fried avocado, so that's not really giving me much protein.
No, it's giving me a lot of.
Avocados are really good
fat
for you
and-
though.
I mean,
crap.
avocados are like a
Avocados.
good fatty acid kind of thing. So
They were delicious. Well, it was delicious. Can't
Man, I
really say
want some
they.
more
It was
now.
one taco on the run.
David Oh, Buster. Did you
Man
guys actually
on the
get
run.
popped from Dave and Buster's?
No.
We did actually get popped though.
Yeah, they're at it's at
wasn't
dispensaries everywhere here. Like
Yeah.
I just, we just made a little joke there.
Yeah.
Made a little bit of a little joke there. Spencer, why do you keep staring over here?
A little bit of a goof.
What do you keep staring over
He's
here
just
for? Do you have something to say?
watching.
Right here, while they're now.
Because we're on the screen in
I
front of you.
don't have to, I don't look over at Spencer, so it doesn't bother
Yeah.
me,
Yeah,
but
I'm
you're
just
looking
sitting here and
straight ahead.
Spencer.
I guess
I
it
just
doesn't
think I keep
bother
like
you.
thinking
His
he's trying to
eyes,
say
you're just like,
something
oh.
to me. He's just like looking at me, like trying to word.
new topic.
I usually do this, where like, I have my head kind of up, and I'm like,
It's kind of like when you're signaling a server down at the restaurant, and you don't want to wave. You're just kind of like
You don't want to draw attention to yourself, but you
Yeah.
want to get his attention.
Is that
or
where the
her
term
attention.
"stuck up" comes
Sometimes
from? He's stuck up there. I don't know.
I think something like that. That sounds about right.
No, we are not
I'll
gonna
research
break
the origins.
table.
I'll get back to you.
I don't know why.
This
table's
table
pretty
will end up breaking
piece
at
of
some
shit
point,
anyway,
though.
But yeah, it has this on it.
As far as what's going on here at the house, we have a couch coming tomorrow for our gaming room.
Hell yeah. I can't wait till we get that set up.
I
Yeah, it's gonna
know.
be pretty sweet.
Couch
This
comes
is
tomorrow.
Did you not just realize that that's what he just said?
I know, but
Okay,
he didn't
good.
say it very exciting.
Okay. As long as it wasn't just that you didn't realize that he said that.
Joe finished the design on the wall in there.
I
so
gotta
the
do
couch
one little
is-
last thing. But
Oh
it should be
yeah.
fine.
There's one more thing he was gonna do that's gonna kind of
Yes.
finish it off.
So cool. I'm so
Then we
stoked.
have a few lights to hang in there. The only thing about that room that really sucks, this is an older house, so I'm shocked and actually very happy that the electrical system hasn't given out on us because we have so much going on right now. We have 5 computers going, a bunch of lights, cameras. Like there's a lot going on right now, and we haven't blown a breaker yet. I mean, it'll happen one of these days. But there's very few 3-pronged outlets in the house there, and that room has none. So that room is gonna have a permanent extension cable. Because I don't know if it'd even be worth it trying to get an electrician over here to install 3-prong. Because I don't know if you need to install a grounding cable or if there's already one in there.
Be a
I don't know
lot
if there's
of-
anyone in the chat that would know about that. I haven't really looked into it too much, so I don't know. But there's just a bunch of 2-pronged outlets all over the place in that room and in the bullpen here. But luckily, there's just enough 3-pronged outlets here. But that room will be done soon.
So
Hell yeah, I'm excited.
And then we're sorting through all our stuff. I've been going through boxes. I had Spencer go through some of the boxes, just going through all our cables that we had. We have so many
random
power
wires.
power strips. Like there's an entire, one of those tall boxes full of power strips that we've just had from all the different
Well,
setups
'cause,
that
yeah,
we've had.
we had like those were spread across multiple rooms and stuff.
Yeah. So in a time where we only have one room that we're really using for equipment, now it's
Yeah.
just all
Hey,
over.
I'll take one home.
Yeah, I mean
Those are
they're-
really nice
they're-
too. Those
they're
are nice
ones
power
too.
strips.
Yeah, they're
they have like
nice ones.
20 slots,
And
and
they're all
they
at
have
the
little
sides,
sitsies,
so-
and some of them have the side things, some of them are down the middle. It's really
Yeah.
nice. It has an Ethernet cable on it and like a little coax cable slot. I don't know what that's for, but it has a bunch of connections and USB slots. I
Yeah,
think.
so there's a lot of those, a lot of XLR cables, a lot of HDMI cables, and there's a few HDMI cables that have made it since the first house. That just
Which
ancient.
we shouldn't have anymore.
Yeah,
but,
I think I'm using one right now actually.
oh really?
Yeah, for the no wait.
What?
Yeah, I am.
One of the 50 footers, or no? One
No,
of the
just
smaller
one of the
ones?
small ones going
My
from
goodness.
and yeah, the 50 footer I guess was. Did we have that in the first house?
Yeah, well, we had a 50. We had two 50 footers.
Yeah, we had the other 50 footers back there. But yeah, so HDMI, there's just a whole bunch of crap. I'm going through it, and we have just so much stuff we don't need right this second, but it's all valuable things that,
Coming from the future.
so we're just packing it all and getting it all organized so we can, not have to dig through a big pile of wires.
We have a basement.
We have a basement.
I
That
know
is,
what everyone wants to go.
3,000 subs now.
oh, we're losing subs.
No.
Rip in peace.
Subwitch.
Yeah, so that's fun getting the house already. And then yes, we will explore the attic at some point.
Joe, you have a piece of gum stuck to the bottom of your shoe?
Where?
That's what someone said. Is that true, or is
I
that
bet
just
that
a
was
joke?
just a fake out.
God dang it! I got so nervous too. I felt so bad.
Well, you know what? Just
Whoever
because
did
of
that, that was
you're
nice.
gonna get gum in your hair.
Yeah, karma.
Oh.
Karma's a bitch.
From a
Karma
seagull.
gum.
A seagull is gonna eat some gum. It's gonna pass it.
Everyone check your
mid-flight.
shoes. I hate
Maybe
that.
they
It's
got
so
confused
gross.
at who Joe was.
Is
Oh,
everyone,
there it
okay.
is.
What?
Oh, is there
Really?
gum?
No, I'm kidding.
Oh, I was like, well, I just yelled at someone for no
It
reason.
could be on the dark side of my shoe.
Oh,
and I just can't
Unbelievable.
touch
These
it.
are all
And I don't want to touch it.
Man,
My
I
favorite album.
I thought there was gonna be like so much gunk.
Pranked.
Hey, Steph, someone asked what you use on your brows.
I don't use
Which
anything
browser
on my
do you
brows.
use?
I mean, I put a little bit of a tint today, but
You're naturally fierce.
Okay, so
I just plucked them a couple
she says
Oh,
she
let's
doesn't
wait.
use
Yeah,
anything.
you're about to like. I'm
And then,
looking
well,
at him and
I
I'm like,
did.
no, look,
Well,
watch,
I did
ready?
use this. Oh well, I
Look.
guess I did use this too.
I just plucked them a couple days ago. Like there's like
You sculpt
a
them?
piece of my eye. Do you see that? It came off. I just plucked them, but I mean all I did is like a little tint, so that way if I get makeup on them and they're not like you can't see that.
That's like asking her, "Do
Other
you
than
wear
that-
makeup?" And she's like, "No, I don't usually wear makeup.
I wear
Except,
makeup
you
on the
know,
days
I have
I know I'm on
foundation and I
camera."
have some eyeliner and some of this stuff on."
What? Okay. Let's just bash me some more. Jesus. Anyway,
Man, well, I'm trying to think
On
if
that
there's
note.
anything else. We don't need to shut it down right this second because we can kind of.
what do you guys use on your
brows?
brows? What do you guys use on your brows?
I'm kind of sad that my brows
Time.
didn't grow back as strong as before my plucking them.
How long did it
You're
take your brows to grow
ripping
back
them?
after that?
Like
Fully, like you actually had
I think it
eyebrows
was like 2 or
again.
3 months, 2.5 months, or so.
And that went
But
by
they
quick.
didn't grow back as strong, and that kind of bummed me
Oh.
out because I liked my eyebrows.
I was
Yeah,
like,
you
they look
can-
good now though. They grew back.
Can you put anything in there that'll promote hair growth?
I don't know.
Some
yeah,
Rogaine or
coconut
or something?
oils.
When I was a kid, when I you
Oh,
had
yeah.
like little
Those are
hairs
really
coming
good.
in, I would take a pencil, like a lead pencil, and go like try to make it darker.
Yeah.
You ever do that? I could do that with my eyebrows.
There you go. Yeah.
They make actual like pens for that though.
Yeah,
right?
they
Yeah,
do.
they
That's
do.
what they were asking because a lot of
No,
girls draw on their
Some
eyebrows.
girls completely draw on their
yeah,
eyebrows.
or fill them in, but yeah. You just got to take
Damn.
good care of them.
We love you,
Did you see the
just
Samurai Jack trailer?
Samurai
season
Jack trailer.
5.
Someone
What?
was asking about
They're making a
that.
season 5.
Season 5.
Where at? On the Cartoon Network?
Of course. Where else could they have done it?
The
Fox
cartoon.
News.
Fox
It's like
News
the
Network.
That's
Powerpuff
exciting.
Girls reboot return thing they had done.
Powerpuff- That was
or
on the
whatever.
other day.
I did not know that.
And I was
Thank
like,
you for the heads up.
When is Powerpuff
I was going to
Girls
mention
coming
it,
out?
but I wasn't sure if you watched that. But I knew you'd watched it. What?
When is Powerpuff Girls coming out? Sorry, we're on the
I
topic
don't
so
know.
I
Isn't
just-
is?
I know to
Do you
ask
watch Powerpuff Girls, Spencer?
Yeah, I don't like the new stuff.
Is it? But that's out now, right?
It's
Like
different
that's.
voice actresses, yeah.
Oh, that's so
Which
stupid.
is weird because
Oh.
they were talking to the old ones and they said they were even approached for it.
Yeah, no, I know.
Why
I had
would
read
they-
that.
That's so-
Adult
but-
Swim is on the Cartoon Network.
Yes.
Isn't yeah.
It's just the late night like.
I
switcheroo.
do. I do remember that now because I remember reading about that. That happened with Independence Day Resurgence, where Independence Day Resurgence, where they recast the president's daughter. Because in the first movie, it was played by Mae Whitman. You may know from The Duff. Does anybody know that movie, The
Wait, the
Duff?
main actress?
Yes.
Yeah, The Duff,
I've
or
just seen
Arrested
the
Development, or
commercials.
Scott. Yeah, the main actress.
Yeah, I know
Scott
her.
Pilgrim
She's
vs. the
cute,
World. She
yeah.
was the one boyfriend that was a girlfriend.
Oh yeah. Oh, I didn't put
She
those
was the
together.
daughter in
Okay.
Independence Day, the president's daughter. And when they were doing Resurgence, they just recast the character and brought in what's her name, the girl from It Follows, and the other movie,
Do you want me to IMDb?
The Guest. I can't make a Monroe or whatever.
Damn.
They
Isn't it Mae Whitman or something?
Mae Whitman was the original. Yeah,
Yeah, because I like her a lot, but
they didn't even ask her. They didn't even like.
if
Like-
I were like you want a really
They
hot,
brought
hot
back
chick.
Jeff Goldblum. They brought back like so many characters. They brought back. They wanted to bring back Will Smith. They couldn't. They didn't bring. They recast the little kid too. The other little kid, Will Smith's kid.
Oh yeah, the Tom
Recast,
Hardy
recast.
show premiered last night on FX.
Taboo. Oh,
Yeah.
I set it up to
Shoot.
DVR. I'm totally gonna watch that.
Yeah,
Woo.
that looks really good.
Hell yeah!
I forgot about that. I remember seeing the
Thank you for
commercial
mentioning
last
that.
night.
Oh, I'm
Whoever
totally.
mentioned that, thank you.
Make a Monroe. Oh, I remembered it. Thank you. I might not be pronouncing it right though.
Well, 524.
Anybody see Independence Day Resurgence? We can continue this
No,
conversation.
I
No, thank
didn't
you.
see.
No,
That's why I
thank
was
you.
quiet.
I can't wait for John Wick Chapter 3.
Someone asked in the chat what we were all doing for Valentine's Day. Does anyone have any plans?
Oh, and then Legion's tonight.
Oh, Legion.
Is that Tom Hardy?
That Legion
Not
is
Aubrey
X-Men.
Plaza.
X-Men
Oh,
TV show.
I've heard really good things about that.
Really?
show.
I mean, it's rated. Usually, when a show like that's rated MA, it's good.
Yeah.
That's
Apparently,
all it
it's
needs.
just really weird and Cool.
Much
Yeah.
awesome. Is that what MA stands for?
Yes, much awesomeness.
Many awesome?
Many awesomes.
Many
and then underneath the
ahs.
language is, I mean, the LS is like so awesome, and then the L is
Luscious.
Luscious. You got it. Got it. That's it. That's all I have to say.
I remember when it used to say DL. I thought they were two separate things, like drugs and language. And then I was watching the show. I was like, "There's no drugs. I don't get it."
D means
Derogatory.
I used to think it was drugs too.
I thought it
Derogatory
was,
language. Well, for the
I thought
one
it
show that I
was-
was specifically watching, the DL was derogatory language because I Googled it at the time.
I thought it was adult dialogue.
AD.
No, it's just D is for adult dialogue or questionable dialogue. That's what I thought it
Derogatory
was.
language, also the same thing.
Dialogue.
Split.
Didn't we talk about Split?
I think
Yeah.
it got brought up last week.
I don't think Dan watched it yet.
I
though.
haven't,
Have you-
but
Oh.
I'll talk about it after because one thing I'm not looking at the chat, but I'll ask you guys a question afterwards.
What?
just don't-
It's not, you're not
Yeah,
going
wait,
to
I wanna
figure
know
out
now.
you're not, unless you look something up
It was
and got a
I
heading.
saw something. No, I saw something somewhere.
Dang.
No.
See,
I don't
Dan
know.
looked it up.
I don't know.
No, he didn't. He doesn't
looked
know.
up and
This was
he got a
completely
hint.
unintentional
Okay.
because
Okay.
anyway, doesn't matter. I'm not going to explain it because I don't want to spoil it for anybody, just in case it isn't an accurate thing. But
Oh, okay.
I was just curious. Anyway,
I'm not going to answer anything because you ruined it for yourself.
I
but-
don't know if I ruined
No, he
anything. I don't
did.
think
Yeah,
there's
you
no
did.
specifics anywhere.
Don't assume it only
It was
makes you
just the
an
status
ass.
about the next M. Night Shyamalan movie, and so yeah.
Also, RTX. What are our plans?
M Night.
I don't know yet.
RTX,
Yeah, we
don't
haven't
know
been
plans.
contacted about it.
We haven't really
RTX
planned
currently.
RTX. It's kind of a ways out. We haven't really
Can we
I think
talk
touched
having
base
other
about it
plan?
either.
2 under our belt, we can deploy pretty effectively this year.
Yeah, I'm excited. Like,
we
I
do
guess
something.
if we want to, we can continue doing the booth thing. It seems to be the best option
I
to
love doing the booth.
make sure
Love
everyone
just hanging out.
comes to say
Just
hi and
traveling
stuff.
and seeing everybody. And
Yeah.
Yeah,
Gives
Austin's
us no
always really
excuse to
cool.
hide.
Yep.
What? Oh yeah.
I know.
You don't want to
Because
hide.
previous RTXs, like we've gone and we haven't had a booth because Jordan and I have been going since the second RTX.
Oh, well, yeah.
So this would be our 6th RTX.
Dang.
12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
yeah.
Yeah, so
sixth one.
it'll be our
Nice.
6th one, and like because we're always around on the floor, but as the years went on, it's like we have like a Twitch VIP lounge and stuff like that, so we would go hang out in the lounge like
Yeah.
not all day, but like
Yeah,
we would
drink
we,
tickets
we
for
weren't
days.
available to people to find us. Oh yeah, drink
Yeah.
tickets, those were the best. So yeah, so it's always nice having the booth because that way it's like there's no reason to hide.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
good.
There's nowhere to
I
hide.
hope we have a baby this year.
Everyone's asking us why we're not going
Like,
crazy
wait.
that we're losing subs. Everyone in the chat.
Over the
freaking
glitch?
out.
Oh, it'll buff out. Like
Fire
it's,
goes their heads.
it's YouTube, whatever. Stuff
They're just
blows up
chilling
here
out.
and there, but eventually it levels out sometimes, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's nothing to be worried about. I stopped worrying about YouTube issues a long time ago when I figured out that it's not worth the stress.
Yep.
Because you can't do anything about it.
Nope, you can't do a darn thing about it, and neither will they.
What
Yeah.
if you could tweet at the YouTube team and they could respond with, "We're working on it."
Thank you, YouTube team. Really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I think that's going to be about it for today's show. I would like to thank Blue Apron for sponsoring this episode of the Hubcast. Thank you very much. And guys, thanks for joining me on this lovely temporary set that we are still having. I didn't even mention that at the beginning. Still a little temporary set. It could evolve into something different, but the goal right now is to bring that room that we have full of boxes right now into our set.
Yeah.
So we don't have to break down and set up every single time we have a Hubcast here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
thank you so much for watching, guys. I'm just going
Adios.
to keep on drawing this out as I wait for Spencer to walk over to
Can
the
I
stop
clarify something
record
really
button.
quick though?
Yeah.
Because I said I hope we have a baby this year. I mean, like at our booth. Like last year we had little Wade across the
I
way.
hope we have a
I just
baby
wanna-
this year,
I want to
too.
clarify. Okay, now we're going bye, bye,
Bye.
bye. See you later.